So with that being said, tonight, game 3 at San Antonio. I bet you Charles Barkley wishes he was on that river walk with the San Antonians right now. Who you have winning game 3 and why?
Well, as you may recall, my prediction was game 7 and OKC was going to win this series. So I think we're in for a back and forth Venus and Serena, Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi type of series here, where it just, there's not really enough to gain momentum for either team because they're going to be so difficult to handle from game to game. So my prediction is, you know, San Antonio comes in tonight. I think they're going to be in front of their home crowd. I think they're going to draw some special types of energy from, the way that Wemby does that beat of the drum at the end, like he's almost in like a European type of environment, and everybody does that little thunderclap like they're in the Minnesota Viking, stadium. So I predict that the Spurs will actually win tonight. I think OKC still plays well, but I think the Spurs just come out with too much energy, maybe too much early to overcome. Shea, I think maybe has a good game, but not a great game. I don't expect Hardenstein to have the same type of stats that he had last time. Even Chet, I think, he comes down to earth a bit. And I think the supporting cast, I think they contribute, but maybe not to the degree where all the open shots were just flooding. So I see Wemby having a huge game tonight, very similar, I would say, to game 1. I'll call it, 30 plus points, maybe, 13, 14 boards, and probably has somewhere around 6 or 7 blocks. I think that's what I would see for him to have, the Spurs be more dominant. He's got to play that way. And I think their supporting cast actually shows up much more like game 1 than in game 2. So that's my prediction that the Spurs will pull it out tonight and go up 2-1. But, we know how this is going to go based on the way that I've talked about this for the duration of our conversation.
Great call. Great call. I'm torn, like Latoya Luckett. I'm torn, man, because as you know, I have the Spurs winning in 7. But that Dylan Harper injury, if he's going to miss a week or so, that's tough because he's a 5 guard that can get to the bucket and finish. Fox is not trying to do that anymore. He's more of a floater guy. So he's going to make sure that, he's going to be on the ball. So less turnovers, things like that. But with all that said, I do have the Spurs winning a close one because of the home crowd, because I think their role players will step up. Champ Penny has to step up. You can't be 1 for 7 anymore from 3-point line. You have to step up. I think Keldon Johnson will step up with Dylan Harper being hurt. Fox, I think he is playing. He's healthy. If he's healthy, he will help with the turnovers so that OKC can't get in transition, because that's the one thing Castle's doing wrong is the turnovers. But that's a big one thing, man.
Yep.
That's big. Yes, you had 8 assists, but you had 9 turnovers. And I kill Harden for the turnovers to whatever. So I'm gonna give Castle, you on that line too, brother. And it's just like you got to do better. I think Shea's gonna try to carry this team. I do think that their role players come back to earth. I think that Caruso comes back to earth. But I think I'm gonna see an AJ Mitchell sighting for the first time in this series to see if he can start getting going. I think I'm gonna see him a good 15 points because Jalen Williams I think is out as well. Cornrow Jalen Williams, that Jalen Williams, the All-Star Jalen Williams,
the dark skin one versus the
I
light
was
skin
gonna
one.
say that.
What
I
you're really
let
trying
you
to say?
say that.
That's what you're really trying to say. Just say it with your chest.
I didn't. I said the one with
It's
the longer
fine.
hair.
You could have just said Morris Chestnut, not Terrence Howard. We'd have knew exactly what you meant. The same thing. It's fine.